And 3, 2, 1. Holla at your boy. We're live. What's going on, gents? Tuesday. It's been a wild weekend, a wild start to this week. We've had stuff pumping. We've got hacks happening left and right. There's all kinds of new treasuries being issued across chains, bullish stuff going on with the SEC. It went from a quiet week last week to a very exciting start of this week. As always, joined by the one and only founder and CEO of Acquire.fi, Mr. Jan, and head of OTC and trading, Mr. Simple Jack, aka Andrew. What's going on, gents?
Not much. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Dude, I'm pumped. Look at everything. Everything's green again.
And did you catch them all, Jan?
Sorry?
Did you catch the pumps, Jan?
No comments. No comments.
Oh yeah, see, crypto Twitter and Telegram has been red hot the last couple of days. Been fun keeping up with it all. But yeah, let's dive into it. Start with the charts. What do you got for us today, man?
A lot of bullish stuff. So last week we had non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate numbers. So we ended off Friday pretty Well, actually, we ended up pretty bearish on Friday. We had quite a bit of sell-off on the news, which was actually a very bullish news because the job numbers came in very weak. Obviously, that gives us higher chances of rate cuts. And then also people were now speculating 0.5 bips instead of 0.25. So, the higher chances of rate cuts and the higher rate cuts, obviously better for our, long-term assets. So initially Friday, that night, everything kind of sold off. We rallied into it. Everybody just kind of took profits, de-risk. And then essentially throughout the weekend, stocks were closed, but crypto was still open. And we were kind of talking about okay, well, the market should technically rally. And so coming back from the weekend yesterday, even on Sunday night, things were starting to rally in crypto. And then now here we are with just straight up markets. Equities, as you can see, we are trying to put in some double bottoms here. This is what we want to see. Double bottoms usually prints up markets. So, just waiting for that breakout confirmation. Obviously, equities go up. Everything else should technically go up with it. So we're getting closer and closer. Obviously, if you want to try to play this, you can try to catch that double bottom trade, or you can play, stocks and stuff like that. But it's looking pretty decent right now. We do have some econs coming up tomorrow. We got the core PPI numbers, and then Thursday we have the CPI and inflation numbers. So these are going to be important for the Fed rate stuff coming up, which is next week. So next week's going to be the FOMC. So for the next 2 weeks here, it's going to be pretty volatile, I'd imagine. And we might even start seeing some profit taking, de-risking tonight and tomorrow as we start getting these data prints. But if we're lucky, everything comes out in a bullish fashion and we can kind of continue on at least up until the rate cut day. If we rally up into the rate decisions, then it's probably going to be a sell event on the day. But if we're going to be dumping pretty hard into the FOMC day, then that's probably going to be one of the last buy to dip kind of scenario. But only time will tell. Nobody has a crystal ball, so play within your risk window. Another thing I want to share is the Jan barometer updates. It's been pretty good this year in terms of how it's been following this expectation, right? So this is kind of the white line is the overlook of what we were kind of expecting to see this year. The yellow line is what the price is currently. So as you can see, we're getting really close to this final leg of up market that we were expecting, and then this big crash coming into October. It's been pretty accurate so far. So I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't react in a similar fashion. So maybe coming into this FOMC week, we get that one big final push like we're seeing right now. And then we get that seasonal sell-off and start preparing for that big dip coming into October.
Well, the seasonal sell-off, The seasonal self aligns very well with historically. When you look when they flip rates from to start cutting, everyone says, "Oh, it's really bullish." What is in the medium to long term, but in the short term, every single time for the last however many cycles when they've started cutting, it gets maybe the day of or within a week of it, it gets a short term pump, but then it dumps for a month, 2 months, 3 months before it then starts the big rally, which is what everybody expects. Where they see the effects take, coming into the actual economy. So that would play out timing wise perfect with the Jam Barometer chart right there.
Yes, sir. So that's why I'm a little bit cautious of like overly longing so hard here. So I'm mostly just doing these like swing trades. But I do think like, look, we still got this one last kind of push here. And then, the tell sign will be like, once you start seeing those double tops, then, you kind of know to probably just cool your jets a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, right now the markets are hot again. So, you play your setups and then, take it from there. So those are just the things I kind of want to check real quick. Looking at charts in terms of Bitcoin, when I look at the CME chart, it looks very nice. We got double bottoms on the daily now. We got bullish divs on the MACD. We're hit oversold conditions. And then on top of that, if you look at total crypto market cap, we're starting to put in that W base here. We got the bullish divs. So I do think like there is an opportunity for this crypto market to rally up a little bit higher here. At least up into that $4 trillion market cap, which would be right in that short reload zone of resistance. So I do think we have a little bit of a window here, but I definitely feel like this is the last kind of push before we are to expect that seasonal dump. You look at crypto indexes, dominance is falling off for Bitcoin. We got big double bottoms on the alt indexes, big M's on the stablecoin dominance. So this is, probably why you're seeing a lot of green action within the crypto space right now as well. And, the indexes are supporting that information there right now. So overall, it's looking very bullish. I'm pretty bullish right now. Been loading up since the weekend, since Friday and yesterday. And we've already started taking profits on a lot of stuff today. So
good to know, by the way, that the BTC ETF flows have been positive for the 2 days.
Nice. That's very good. Probably shows in the chart series as well. As you can see, everything is up. We are getting that confirmation of that daily double bottom now. We got the bullish divs. We got the oversold conditions. We had the tag of that reload zone. And now we're coming back up to the top side of resistance, right? So I remember I talked about this 38.2 for stop area. This is supposed to be some resistance here. So we'll see how the market reacts. We're coming up against a 30 SMA right now as well. So that's going to be a little bit of resistance. So if we can't break above here and we start stalling, then obviously this is going to be our short-term kind of main resistance of all. Otherwise, if we do break above there, then this is no longer kind of your dead cat bounce theory, and we can start thinking of maybe higher objectives of like coming back up into our short reload zone up here, which is where I would start thinking, more on the short side of things. But right now, I'm always a big fan of these W's, right? So we just have to kind of see how the market reacts on the news tomorrow and on Thursday. And then hopefully if things go well, we can kind of continue on and hopefully head towards these kind of higher level of resistance. But so far, momentum-wise, structure, location, things are pointing to the upside. Clearly that reload zone was the level to buy. And if you did get in there, great, you're doing very well. If you are trying to play this double bottom, just know that you do have a bit of a big risk window here, risking against those lows. And then you can want to do 2-to-1, which would be kind of right against that 88.6. So there is a trade here working right now. Looking at ETH, ETH is also starting to try to put in some kind of div here. Try to reverse that bearish div that confirmed earlier. We're still a little bit away from oversold condition, but if we can start printing some double bottoms here, then we might have a chance. Not quite a double bottom yet. We're still just kind of V-bottoming here. But if we're very lucky, then we might start seeing something like this, and then you want to enter on that breakout there. So far decent. We didn't break these lower lows here, which I was kind of worried on Friday when things were settling off, but these lows held, and now we're just kind of consolidating in this tight little range. So obviously we break above this range, very bullish, and if we break below, back to being but yeah, I mean, I don't really have a trade there.
Are you bullish? Are you bullish on ETH? Are you bullish on ETH?
I'm bullish in crypto in general right now. I don't have a trade set up there for me personally. I mean, maybe if we go on the 4-hour, but even then, it doesn't look that great. I'm definitely more bullish on Bitcoin right now, just because of again, we have the momentum signals confirmation. We have the tag of the reload zone. We have the double bottoms working right now. So I do feel like Bitcoin is a little bit bit of a better bet. But again, everybody has a different play style. All I know is the market is looking very good, and a lot of our altcoins are flying. And if we look across the board, I talk about these double bottom concept quite a lot, because that's generally how I find my turn of things are selling off. Once you start seeing the double bottoms, that's when I know things are supposed to turn. They don't work all the time, obviously, but a lot of the times it does give you these nice signals for trades, especially if you can get these double bottoms with bullish divergences, oversold conditions, location, etc., etc. So right now, as you can see, things are slowly coming back to life. Whether this is a dead cat bounce or not, who knows? But all across the board, if you just kind of look through the trades, right? You get the bullish divs, you get the double bottoms. Location wise, this is probably around a 38.2. So yep, 38.2. So there's two locations. You can either do the 38.2s or you can do the long reload zones. I'm more of a reload zone kind of guy, but I saw that a lot of the market shifting on the weekend, plus the bullish news of rate cuts and stuff coming up. So, I gambled a bit and put some trades on. So a lot of these little cute little swing trades, 2-to-1s are kind of what I'm looking for. So that's one. We got Sui as well. Another 38.2 bullish divs.
By the way, Andrew, when you say 2-to-1, you mean with leverage or?
No, so when I'm doing a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, it's essentially saying the amount of risk of my stop loss is my take profit is going to be 2-to-1 to that. So meaning if I take this trade and it fails, I only need to hit one of these trades to be profitable. So it will take 2 stop loss hits to pretty much be a break even or whatever. So it's just about your risk to reward on the trade itself. In terms of leveraging,
so does that work out if you have your stop loss at 10% down below, then you'd have to hit 20% on the upside as your 2-to-1 there, essentially.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so pretty much if you're just doing perp trades, definitely manage your risk and whatever. I generally don't do more than 5 to 10x. And I don't really normally perp trade either. I just do it for fun. But you can take these trade on spot as well. I took them on spot and perps as well. But it's pretty much what I'm looking for is either location of 38.2s or reload zones, looking for those bullish divergences and oversold conditions, and then double bottoms. And then once you get those, you can get some pretty big trades. WorldCoin is a really good example of that. So we came, we actually initially bought it here when we first had that bullish divergence, oversold condition, double bottom, reload zone. And then you had a second opportunity here on this double bottom. You had the bullish divergence come in, you had the oversold conditions, and then we did get lucky because this was mentioned by Tom Lee, and there's a lot of macro stuff applied to this. But setup wise, that's how you want to find entries. Is you want to find the reload zone 61.8 to 78.6, You want to find the momentum, some bullish divergence or oversold conditions, and then you want to get structure, which is double bottoms. And so a lot of things, if you look across the board, are just flying. And if you're just able to catch those double bottoms with the divs, oversold conditions, it's going to print a lot of decent trades. And that's essentially how I look for bottoms, how I trade. And a lot of trades are just kind of doing its thing. Even near, we're getting pretty close to near completing its trade there. We still have these big open positions for the doubles, but these smaller kind of swing trades, once I do hit those 2-to-1s, I do take my profits. Right now, I'm just taking like half my positions off once I do hit those, and then just kind of seeing how things go after. If everything starts de-risking tomorrow pretty heavily, then I'm probably going to be inclined to just closing out all the trades probably on the perp side of things. But on the spot, I'll keep them open and just kind of play around. Just picked up some ARB this morning. Same thing, little bull div, 38.2 consolidation, double bottoms. Curve, you can probably try to hit that double bottom. You got the bullish div, you got the oversold conditions, location wise, just a little bit under 38.2. Some people like to hit that 50 level, but I mostly like the 38.2 there. But I do see like a lot of swing trades are starting to come back in. If you find those double bottoms, those are kind of what you want to look for. And then but as you can see, like a lot of double bottoms, a lot of cute looking trades starting to show up. Even Barra is starting to put in a double bottom there. The list just goes on. Like even Jupiter,
even Pump was good.
Yeah, we had the bottom. I'm very pissed about that one. Stopped at scratch right there, and that pretty much jerked it right back up, and getting closer and closer to our double there. So,
bro, this is crazy. This is one trade that I can't lose. Or I closed too early. What can you do?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just how things go sometimes. But now you can just try to hit these swing trades, man. Like as these trades come in. I think these are the ones that are already playing out are too late. Don't chase those. But potentially, like even Litecoin, I put in a bid there. So like these swing trades, I really like these like divergences, 38.2 tags and double bottoms. If you get an oversold condition with it, then even better. But the main thing is like being able to have that bullish divergence, and then but those are pretty much most of my like trades in the last few days. I even got some Pendle, same thing, 38.2s. Not quite a bull dip, but I think on the 4-hour there was a bullish dip here. Oversold conditions hit. What else? About Cal? Cal's actually kind of starting to look like it's trying to put in a reversal here. I was thinking of adding to this original trade, but I'm already so exposed, so I'm just kind of waiting. But there's definitely a trade there on Cal that I see right now starting to form there. Athena. So we actually posted this. We did hit our 2-to-1 today, so I was able to get a nice clip there. And now I'm going to let the rest of the position ride to these other double levels of these positions that I already have open. So just accumulating and just stacking and compounding my wins there. Aerodrome's another one, little swing trade here, possibly little double bottoms trying to come in. So we'll see. Marinade's doing pretty good for us, getting closer and closer. And then Farcoin was a new one I added today. So, we're all the way in the reload zone, right? We got bullish divergence. We don't quite have oversold conditions, but, it's okay for now. And we got double bottom.
I'm so happy that you don't care about the names. You just look at the setups.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're all garbage. They're all shit. I think most projects are all scams anyways. Like, I'm here to just trade charts. Like, you can tell me, like, oh, like, what are you, an L2? I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to trade your chart. You can trade these the way you can trade penny stocks. Like, everything's the same. And so at the end of the day, I just trade. But yeah, I mean, those are pretty much everything that I picked up and kind of been looking at. And I do think we're in that environment of up market, as you can see from the crypto indexes and, Bitcoin's starting to put in W's. So I do think we have an opportunity here for things to kind of continue rallying. But again, we're coming very close to the end of this kind of seasonal trade, in my opinion. And then also, depending on how the news comes out tomorrow on the econs and Thursday, that's also going to dramatically shift the sentiment of the market, right? TA is only good when there's no big FA, like fundamental events. So, we just kind of play within that window. But fingers crossed, hopefully we can kind of continue rallying up until next week's FOMC meeting. Hopefully we can get some more doubles out and then, cash out before the big sell-off. But overall, yeah, I'm very bullish right now. Don't be surprised if you do start seeing some de-risking tonight during U.S. session, as people start getting a little bit worried for the econ stuff tomorrow. But regardless, I'm still very bullish, and until the setups are either denied or whatnot, I'll keep my stuff open.
It's good to have you guys back bullish and happy again. Shit, last week I thought you guys.
I was bullish last week, motherfuckers. Everyone just thinks I'm always bearish. Like, fuck.
Last week you guys were bearish as shit. Both you two were in a bad mood, bearish.
Bro, I'm still a little bit cautious, to be honest.
Yeah, we should be. I think we should.
I'm saving up. I'm saving up my shekels for that dump after in October. I'm gonna be ready to start buying again.
Yes. I just want to accumulate a little more cash before that and then have a little bit more firepower. But let's see. I was very lucky to be able to catch a lot of those swings, and now I just got to be able to keep those profits.
Mm-hmm. That's the key, keeping them profits.
Yes.
Let's see.
So
well, we're ready to hop into some. Oh, sorry. I guess that automatically pulled it off there. Put you back up. There we go. Are we ready? Are you done with the charts?
Yeah, I'm done with the charts. Sorry, my bad.
All right, get your charts out of here. Shit. Well, yeah, let's take a look here. We got some another new listing to check out here. This is a marketing agency. This type of deal, great for a number of different potential buyers. Obviously, other marketing agencies looking to take on additional business lines, different additional revenue streams, projects that are looking for exposure. Is a great way to have an instant, SEO, high-ranking SEO site that you can funnel traffic to without having to pay for ads. Casinos, Web3 casinos, or casinos of any type. This is a great way to drive new users, new revenue streams to your platform. So a lot of people are looking at these as not only a revenue acquisition, but a great way to get user exposure and new user acquisitions here as well. But these guys have been around 7 years, are profitable, more than 200 SOPs, proprietary database, asking 1.8 million with TTM, so trailing 12-month revenue of just shy of 1.2 million, fairly profitable there, over 30% profits on the last 12 months there. Pretty good social media numbers. In the full listing here, 91% revenue increase over the last 3 years. So these guys are growing. They're not resting on their laurels from past years here. Has a great portfolio of clients and partnerships that they've worked with. Lots of options for expansion and market diversification, platform development, additional strategic partnerships, etc. So, you just over, not even a 2x on revenue there. So price to sell, price to move as well here.
I have a comment here. If I would be a layer one, or I would be launching something new, and I would want to build a pipeline of projects that I want to launch, I definitely would like to have a marketing agency that is doing all the work. As a business owner, or as someone has been running all of these different businesses, I think if you have very good marketing, you can go really far away. And especially if you have let's say a layer one or ecosystem that you need to promote constantly with new stuff, this is very ideal.
Yeah, we actually have two different potential buyers looking at another similar project right now for those exact reasons. They have a big platform that they either are about to launch or they already have launched recently, and they're looking for the most cost-effective way to drive new users. You can pay for those users in a number of different marketing ways, or acquiring a company like this that's already revenue producing. Not only are you bringing in additional revenue streams, but you're opening up free marketing avenues for yourself that you're otherwise going to have to pay for. So yeah, these can be very, very smart strategic acquisitions for projects that are up and coming and looking to grow.
Absolutely.
Nice. All right. Yeah. If you want to take a look at this or any of our other acquisition deals that we've got, acquire.fi. Drop down here, you got the mergers and acquisition marketplace, and you can see lots and lots of deals on here. In fact, we've got over 230 different assets, everything from infrastructure, token-based projects, non-token-based projects, agencies, even licenses. So covering a very, very broad spectrum of potential acquisition deals. We also have a private book, some of our top deals there where, as you can imagine, privacy is of the utmost importance for them, that you can get access to under NDA with us. Contact us directly via Telegram, email, or on through our X account there. Wherever you're seeing this streaming now, you should be able to get a hold of us through one of those mediums there. And if you're looking to get acquired, we're the one-stop shop. We'll help you with everything from consultation on what you need to present to buyers, what kind of numbers you can improve, all of the advisory aspects of getting you in shape and ready to go to get out in front of buyers, and then opening you up to our huge network of potential acquisition buyers there. So yeah, hit us up if you're looking to get acquired. We also have a great OTC desk headed by Mr. Simple Jack, who just ran us through all the charts there. And those are our two core business lines. If you're your first time here to the stream, do this every Tuesday and Friday. Get on here, cover the charts, cover the latest news stories, a little bit about our core businesses there as well. Andrew, got anything you want to add to that on the OTC?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. All right. Well, and to all those that have already tuned in across, we're live on 3 different platforms right now: YouTube, on X, and on Telegram. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Give us a like, leave a comment, retweet, share. All of that really helps us grow the channel, helps us grow the audience. And for those of you that are interested in getting more involved, looking at some of the unique opportunities that we have on the investment side, we got the Tier 5 community. Great network, a lot of alpha going in there. It's our own private group as well. All right. What are you two Girl Scouts giggling about over there? Are you chatting? You got a private chat going on over here?
Nothing, bro.
Naughty boys.
Yeah, that's news.
Well, probably top news. What's that?
Anderson's being evil. Typical Andrew.
Typical
no, just to remark on that, like there's a lot of good OTCs happening behind the scenes. If you are a big fund, if you have money, please contact us. We can help you with a lot of different deals.
Absolutely. A lot of different hacks going on today. It's been a wild morning to wake up to the news there. Probably the biggest and most concerning is I'm not exactly sure. They're calling it like an infrastructure backdoor of some sort. Apparently one of the core infrastructure providers for apparently every single network, wallet, etc., got infected with whatever this malicious NPM is. NPM is the underlying infrastructure, I guess. Sorry, not technical enough to be able to give better understanding to this, but essentially any trade that you make on from a hardware wallet or from a hot wallet like a MetaMask is potentially going to be hit by this malicious virus going on here. From what I understand, it will swap out your addresses. So you copy and paste your address to where you want it to go. And then when you go to approve, that'll automatically already swapped in a new address to the hacker's address there. If you're not double checking that, very easy to have that to get compromised by that. There's also rumors that I don't know if these are substantiated, but it being able to steal your seed phrase from software wallets at this stage. So this is still unfolding. We're still going to be, keeping an eye on this as it goes throughout the week. Basically, people have said if you're using a hardware wallet, be extra careful, double, triple check everything. And if you're using a hot wallet like a MetaMask, just don't even bother doing transactions until they've got a patch for this and they've come out and made some updates that it's safe here. But Andrew, I don't know if either of you have a little more clarity on this than I do.
No, I'm not the most technical guy, but from my understanding was like whenever you go on like Uniswap or whatever, and you're doing a transaction, you know how you get like the notifications and all the signing. Essentially, they spoof it so that it's like you think you're sending it to the contracts or whatever, but it's actually going to their own address. That's why you gotta like really make sure.
It was basically a front end hack, what I understood. But yeah, like I'm kind of concerned because these things they happen more often, and obviously now that we have AI, man, it's gonna be very hard to protect money. I can hear Nathan lovely typing again.
Clang, 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 clang.
No, just a reminder, like guys, please, if you are having hot wallets, be very careful. Don't do anything stupid like clicking on links, giving your seed phrases and so forth. And if you have a lot of money, please store it in a cold wallet.
Yeah, and always triple check. What is this?
Always triple check. We just got some comments coming in off of X here. So I'm just trying to show the followers, the listeners some love. That's all.
Nice. The one thing I did find funny about this hack though was like everybody was kind of joking, like, oh shit, like nobody can like do any transactions right now, so nobody can sell. So the market just kept going up. We're like, nice.
That's a good theory.
Swissborg also getting hacked this morning, or around the same time the whatever exploit front end attack went through. Looks like $41 million in SOL pulled off the platform there. Here's the theft address. Zach XBT has been on the case as per usual. Again, all of these stories are still developing. Not sure if this was a part of the Ledger and part of the story broken by the Ledger CTO as well with the other exploit going on, or if a completely unrelated story. And same thing again, Aquabot rug pull. This looks like a straight up old school rug, just coincidental timing in terms of the being online with the Swissborg and the whatever this hack is. But guys, great reminders. Got to be careful. Careful with the platforms you trust. Careful when you're using these bots. When you're using these bots, you're giving you access to your seed phrase. Like they technically can do whatever they want with your tokens on there. If you're trading, don't be leaving a lot of funds in your trading bot account. Take your profits and move them elsewhere if you're not actively trading them. So stay safe.
I heard with the Swissborg, they are basically giving up money. They're giving back the money to people that lost. But yeah, like overall, funny stories. 2021, Swissborg was previously also hacked. They did a lot of crazy shit with their DeFi platform back in the days.
So when you say they're giving the money back, are you talking about Swissborg as an entity, or that the hacker is giving them the money back to Swissborg?
Swissborg is giving back money they lost.
Gotcha. So the hacker at this point hasn't talked about giving any money back. He's just a straight black hat hacker. He's not. He's not a great hat hacker.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, unlikely. And you see it sometimes, but I think the more experienced hackers aren't interested in the I steal 40, I give back 36, and you guys get your code exploit revealed, then you can fix that, and then my reward is the 4 million, then I get to keep there. This doesn't look like it's one of those cases.
No.
All right. Well, on to some more bullish news. Talked earlier about the upcoming rate cuts, the job numbers, potential for 50 basis point cut being in play. Scott Bessent coming out talking about once again looking at Biden era job numbers to be revised down next week by 800,000. it really makes you wonder why we even have these organizations putting these numbers out anyways. If every 6 months they're going to revise them down, it's almost like they're manipulating these numbers at the time when they need them to move bills or move different financial incentives according to the way they want to move them. It's almost like everything's made up.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Like we put way too much emphasis on these numbers, to be honest. Like we cannot trust them anymore. They've been revised now during this year how many times? 6 or 7?
Almost every time.
Yeah, like what's the real
Almost every
number
time.
now? Like how do we know like what the employment rate is or the employee? Yeah, like where is it?
Well, in the last 4 years, we've seen countless job numbers revised. We've seen how they actually calculate inflation changed once, if not twice. So, and they've revised other things, like the, CPI numbers and overall inflation. They've gone back and they always do it quietly. It makes headline news when the numbers come out because again, they're trying to shock you into markets pumping or markets dumping to manipulate the markets the way they want. And then, 6 months down the road when no one's caring about it, they go back and they just change a couple decimals, move a few numbers around. And, they go on with business as usual. It's really asinine that, people look at crypto as the scam markets. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, we just went over a bunch of hacks. Like things happen, but, there's a market manipulation to an extent, but you don't have entire governments controlling the entire world economy, producing fake job numbers and fake inflation rates and changing. I know for, last 50 years, we've calculated inflation like this, but it's going to look better on the streets if we change it real quick. So that it better suits our agenda currently. It's an absolute, fugazi. This is why Bitcoin was created. This is why we have this industry, is to try and uproot these current financial systems. Level that playing field, baby. But regardless of, the silliness of revising these numbers, it's more and more looking like we might get a massive cut here. And the more of a shock to the system that it is, if by the time we get to 10 days from now or next week, whenever it is that they do the rate cuts, if everybody's expecting 50 basis points, it won't be that big of a deal. But if everybody's expecting 25 and we get 50, you're gonna get a nice little pump off of that.
Yeah, imagine what this will do to Bitcoin and all hard assets and risk assets. Oh boy.
This also, they may not come out and say this in the FOMC meeting in a week here, but most experts are expecting 3 cuts, September, October, and December throughout the end of the year. Unlikely that Jay Powell's going to come out and say, hey, 50 basis points and 3 cuts this year, but he might. If he does, again, hold on to your butts. Your longs are going to pay out. I still expect the a little bit of the dump afterward in October, but at least the next week or two could get real spicy.
Interesting. 3 cuts, huh? Because they were originally only going to do 2 this year.
Yeah, originally they said 2, but
wait, if it's 3 rate cuts, that means what? 150 bibs, 1.5%.
Depending how much.
Well, if they did 50 each time, yeah. Oh, it could be only 100 if they did 50, 25, 25. But if they did 25, 25, 25, you'd be 75 base point cuts. But
we get 0, and then he fucking says no rate cuts.
Yeah.
I like how my coffee will cost $10. That's gonna be fun.
Well, good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
A lot of bullish news on the DAT, the treasuries, and the Ethereum front here. Fidelity launching a tokenized U.S. Treasury fund on, you guessed it, Ethereum. We've been talking about this for months now as these DATs come into play, as the stable coins come into play from the traditional markets, and the trillions and trillions of dollars that are going to be flowing into Web3 from trad markets. Ethereum is set up to be the big winner right now. Not really seeing any news on any other chains for these DATs and these stable coins at the moment, but big news from Fidelity here today. Also seeing NASDAQ files with the SEC to launch stock trading through tokenized securities. Again, that's probably all going to be on Ethereum. That's up to the U.S. stock market, I believe, is $90 trillion. It's not going to be where the new projects are starting on. These are going to be, mirrored tokens on there, but they're still going to be driving transaction volume. Even if only 10% of that volume comes into Web3 from the traditional stock markets for people to trade stocks. That's $9 trillion in transaction volume. I don't know what Ethereum's current transaction volume is, but it's not $9 trillion. So that's pretty wild. Obviously, 9 trillion is or 90 trillion is the market cap, not the trade volume. But for the sake, you're looking at massive trillions and trillions of dollars of transaction volume coming in. And because if it is tokenized, I would imagine it would also open up different jurisdictions to be able to invest in these companies that currently cannot invest through the U.S. stock market directly. So again, another massive opportunity for Ethereum, for the overall markets, and a lot of word going on around Link. Link would be the oracle that is used to price these different tokenized securities. So again, lots and lots of bullish stuff on the institutional side.
Yeah, I imagine you can trade soon 24/7, whatever you want.
Yeah, not too far away from that happening.
It's like in the end, it's gonna be the big guys that are gonna benefit from this the most, because obviously, like if you are the market maker, or if you are the market and making the market, you are gonna be making the most money. So again, obviously, very good. You can start diversifying even more your different portfolios, but like, is this what we really want? 24/7 trading? I don't know.
Can't stop it. Can't beat them. Join them.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of degenerate gamblers, bro.
HSBC and ICBC, the world's largest bank by asset, applying for stablecoin license in Hong Kong. Again, my bet would be on that stablecoin is going to be on Ethereum. A lot of money coming into this market in the near future, guys. Lots and lots of dollars, dong, yen, won, you name it. It's going to be tokenized. It's going to be on stable.
But to be honest, that's a really good thing, because that's like, if you look at the Forex trading market, that's trillions of dollars. Am I correct, Andrew? Like the Forex market is like trillions.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest, is trillions.
Like that's where all the trades are happening. So like the more stable coins we get on chain, the actually better it will be for crypto. Like I'm very bullish on crypto market itself. Like we are growing quite fast, and you can also see it, like the listings what we are getting now are very profitable. They're very, like, would not have been the same 2 years ago for sure.
Yeah.
And this is just the start of it. I mean, these are the early adopters of this technology. The JP Morgans, the HSBCs, the Amazon, Facebook, whoever is going to be these first people adopting the stable coins. Fidelity being one of the first to tokenize treasuries on Ethereum. Like, this is the beginning of a massive trend. This is not something that's going to go away anytime soon. And there's a whole lot more banks, a whole lot more companies that are going to be taking advantage of this technology within the next probably 5 to 10 years as everything comes on chain. So, I think we got a lot. We're definitely. I shouldn't say definitely. I highly agree with Andrew's theory that we're going to see, at least a month or more dip here as we get this seasonal downtrend. But I believe that's all it is a dip. I think we got a lot more juice left in this bull run yet. Grayscale filing for a Chainlink ETF. Again, Chainlink, another one of the big names that's out there when you hear these stable coins, tokenized assets, RWA. Chainlink being the largest oracle out there, all of these, tokenized real world assets, whether they're securities, real estate, gold, you name it, they need an oracle to help with the pricing of the indices. So Chainlink is they're the Ethereum of the indice world, or the oracle world. So.
And I'm gonna say this, like, imagine buying now and holding it for 4 or 5 years. Like I say this, like all these big coins that have actually utility, and we have seen Link for what, like 5-6 years now, right? Something like that. Yeah. So like they have a utility. I think they're gonna be very well positioned in the future. I don't think their price will go down a lot. Maybe they will go to 15, 12, but like holding this for 5 years, come on, like you will make money.
Yeah,
obviously.
I love Link. I've done extremely well in Link this cycle.
Yeah, Link's been a beast. It's one of those tokens that when I've talked to a lot of like my normie friends about how to invest in crypto, I'm like, wait till the bear market. Find a token that's been around for more than 2 cycles that's in the top 20. Wait till bottoms, buy it. Like you can't go wrong. Like pick a blue chip that's been around that has a fat treasury behind them. AVEX. AVEX is another one. Doesn't have, a lot of hype. Doesn't have a lot going on there, but they have so much freaking money. You think they're going to go away in the next 5 years? No, they got enough money to last 4 bear markets, right? Find those, Solana's, the chain links, these top protocols that have a huge treasury. We talked about Berachain. Berachain's got $100 million in the bank, right? Like they're probably going to go down 60, 70%. Scoop up the bear market blue chips. That's how you're going to make the big money.
Yes, sir. I actually really like the AVAX chart. It looks good right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one. Fidelity and BlackRock, pretty big names, have both chosen Ethereum as their tokenization platform. So together they manage $29 trillion. That's a little bit of money. That's a lot of assets coming on chain. That's a lot of transaction volume that's going to be driven. That's pretty wild stuff here. And again, this is just the beginning of this tidal wave of TradFi money, of real world assets and securities that are going to be coming on chain. We've been talking to a gold project. Gold is getting tokenized like crazy. This is going to happen with gold, with silver, with oil, with everything. All the commodities are going to be on chain very soon. So, start positioning yourself. Look for the infrastructure plays, the Ethereums, the chain links, the people that are going to be the picks and shovels of this new wave of RWA, of this new wave of tokenization of real world assets, securities and commodities that are coming online here. That they are going to be some absolute gems to have over the next probably 5 to 10 years.
Yes, sir.
Them picks and shovels, boys. $260 billion asset manager Bailey Guilford launched UK's first ever tokenized fund. You guessed it, on Ethereum. Seeing these names come up again and again. Are you getting it yet? 10K Ethereum by the end of the cycle might be bearish. Like Ethereum could go a lot higher.
10K Ethereum.
But this is actually cool. Like people don't understand this, but like being an LP in a fund, you usually have 5 years until you get money back. Like this basically makes your fund very liquid. So despite you would do the initial investment, let's say you have a fund, you raise money for it, $100 million, you start buying different assets. The LPs before, they were basically using us or places like Acquire or secondaries for trading those LPs. But if this is going to be the place or the case, you can actually trade these LP positions much easier, which makes a lot of sense. So here I do agree. Like that's totally fine. That's nice.
Stablecoin supply in Ethereum surges new all-time high, $165 billion. That's a lot of money. Just a few weeks ago, everyone was talking about, oh, Tron's the best. They got all this stable coins. Well, all those were locked. Those were just centralized exchange liquidity. Wasn't being used for staking and on all kinds of other on-chain activity. I think that's just some Justin Sun propaganda.
What happened with Tron? I think it dumped finally.
Yeah, it's a nice big dump. If you look on the stock market of Tron as well, it fucking dumped hard. But
no way.
Means it's a good time to buy.
Justin Sun's got some.
Bro, like look at their revenue numbers. Like I hate Justin. I don't think he has any value, but like they are printing. Like they are one of the biggest stablecoin players out there. Remember, this is about stablecoins. Everyone wants stablecoins at the moment. If you control a stablecoin market, you will make so much money. And Tron overall and Justin, he has a big ego. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, like the Tron stock on NASDAQ looks great here, in my opinion. Right on a 78.6. We got bullish divs. We got oversold conditions. We're filling in this massive gap that we left behind. There might be one more like down a bit more, like around that 88.6 level, around $1.71. But overall, things are starting to get into areas of like interesting levels, right? So for me, I'm getting more and more bullish. Like I do like, how the stock looks here. So, if we do start basing double bottoms here, then, off we go. If we have to come down a little bit lower against this 88.6, even better. But it looks decent, honestly. You can see the setup slowly trying to form, and it's a lot different than the crypto stonk. I mean, the crypto itself did a nice 30% retracement, but it wasn't that big of a retracement. And again, you want to wait for like nice setups. This is just a V bottom. Kind of hard to trade that, in my opinion, unless you're like just buying levels. But no, I think like
don't like if you have Tron for 5 years, I think it's a very good asset to have. Even despite Justin went and try to fuck up with the king of the kings, you don't fuck up with Tron.
So did you see?
Just don't fuck it up. Like
did you see the new rumors of why his tokens got locked?
No, what was it?
So apparently, I was reading an article. I'll have to look and see if I can find it. But apparently, why he got pinged and had his wallet froze is that he was leveraging the locked tokens on HTX to get liquid for his own tokens that were supposed to be locked, and giving with a 20% interest payout back to the people on HTX that he basically took their tokens up front to liquidate them, and then offered them 20% to on their vesting in the future.
That was hilarious.
I love that. That's a hedge. That's what we call a hedge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be liquid now. Fuck this vesting schedule.
I mean, it was a big position he had in there. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It's locked down.
Yeah, but it was dumb from him. Like he has $800 million locked, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous.
Like, what are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're starting to see. I can't remember if I got this story here somewhere. No, we covered it Friday. Kyle Chase talking. That was a story about him where he had leveraged his Bitcoin to get a loan to buy his mansion, and now both are up. Well, I mean, that's going to be the case for everybody, just like you do in the traditional world. Like, you don't have to go sell your stock. You just debt finance against your assets, right? That's going to be commonplace very, very soon for assets outside of just Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is starting to be commercially available to get, loans against the TradFi markets against Bitcoin and Ethereum. But pretty soon, any reasonable blue chip with enough liquidity, you're going to be able to start taking out, serious loans with those as your asset. Obviously, you can do that on platforms like Aave and Curve and things like that. But we're talking, that's not mass Web 2 TradFi available, right? This is going to be coming to, I want to go get a bank loan for a house and be able to use my Bitcoin as collateral or, to get that loan there. So that's all coming soon. Justin Sun won't have to pull whatever kind of weird scams he's pulling to get his liquidity now. He'll just be able to go, I got $800 million worth of the fucking Trump coin. Give me a bank, give me a credit line. And they will.
Yeah.
Oh, well, some people are super bullish. You thought Tom Lee was bullish on Ethereum with his $62,000 call. What was 2 weeks ago when Tom Lee said Ethereum's going to $62,000. Now we've got Joe Lubin, the other perma bull for Ethereum, saying that ETH is going to $400,000 per token. You didn't say this year, but in the relatively near future, that's 100x from here. I mean, that's it's pretty ambitious.
Yeah, I don't know. This is my theory with all these dots and what's going on. So all these dots are starting to have like locked positions, locked Solana, Ethereum, for example. The foundation has a cliff investing that is very long. But actually what is happening is that all these locked positions, they become liquid once you do a dot. So basically the underlying asset, you don't have to sell it, but all the stocks and so forth, they become very liquid. So what I think is happening with the whales is that they're utilizing this to get liquidity. And that's why the real asset that is underneath the dot is appreciating that much. So for example, what I think with Joe Lubin is saying that, hey, all the biggest whales on Ethereum, they're not going to sell them. They're going to sell their stocks. And if they can sell their stocks, they get liquidity. So before we could do this on chain, right? Like if a whale dumps or whatever, you can see it right away. But actually now when you have dots, you can't really see if it's dumping or not. So I don't know. That's my theory.
That's one area where, you know, you look at the traditional markets and they're so dirty. There's so many like loopholes and backdoor strategies and all this kind of stuff. And the more we bring that into Web3, the wilder it's going to get. We're setting ourselves up for some interesting liquidation events in the future, but we'll learn from our mistakes and we'll grow again. So I certainly don't think we've had our last FTX collapse. We'll have something else in the future coming, but hopefully people are cautious and ready for it and don't get rugged.
Yeah, we need Stellar to dump a little bit.
Fred Krueger did a really big write-up on on how all that's going to unwind. Maybe we'll take a look at that on Friday, but he published like, future dates of like on this date, this happens. And then he covers it all the way through till like the end of 2026, the entire unwind of the Microsoft or micro strategy with Bitcoin there, and then how it's going to recover and what we're going to learn from it. So, and we'll take a look at that on Friday. It's actually a pretty interesting read. Whether or not you like Fred Krueger is up for debate, but definitely a thought-provoking article that he wrote. South Africa, bullish on Bitcoin, planning on buying $210 million. Good luck, everybody. They got a lot of roads to fix right now, from what I hear. So maybe this will be how they can pay for their. Maybe it's how they can fill those potholes. Oh. People wondering why crypto? Why is Bitcoin skyrocketing? We've all seen the chart where, what it looks like. Here's the US dollar, here's Bitcoin. What is actually happening? Here's Bitcoin and here's the dollar. Well, this is why. It took the US 220 years to reach $1 trillion in debt. Today we add that every 5 months, and I think that's even gone in less. We've added $1 trillion in less than 2 months this year. From June, we covered that on Friday. From June to August 26th, I believe it was June 2nd to August 26th, just under 2 months, we did $1 trillion. So what used to take us 220 years now takes us just under 40 days, or sorry, just under 60 days. Pretty wild.
This is another use case why you have to own BTC and hard assets, like own Bitcoin, own gold, own Ethereum, be happy. And this is just going to be worse. This is just going to be worse. And remember, like, the more we get stable coins and the more we get countries to use different USD or USDT or USDE, whatever US value there is, the more the financial system can't collapse. Like you're trusting the dollar, right? And the more dollar is everywhere, basically you can't break it. So inflation is
this is just a US dollar. The US dollar just happens to be the strongest of the shit coins. Like you look at any other chart for any other currency and it's going to just be a straight vertical bar going up and down, right? Not much better than us, but about the same. It's not sustainable. We all know this. You talked about, your coffee is going to be $10. Well, with the current fiat system, we don't really have any other options. Do you crush economies and crush the job markets with insanely high interest rates? Or do you cut those interest rates and see inflation go back up? It's just never-ending teeter-totter of bullshit that we have with fiat until we have, either go back to gold-backed, some sort of hard asset-backed cryptocurrency, or things like Bitcoin that aren't inflatable. You're going to see those prices. If you watch the sats for your coffee, I bet that's much more stable.
Yeah.
This is some fun, encouraging stuff. If you think you're late, a lot of people that watch this, a lot of people we talk to, oh man, I'm late for the cycle, late for crypto in general. Bitcoin adoption is only at 3%. That's the same as social. This is the same as social media in 2005 or the internet in 1990. I don't think anybody would say they were late to social media in 2005 or late to the internet in 1990. We have the same level of adoption right now with crypto. We have so much upside to go, guys. If you can be patient, so many people, even people on this stream, have trouble being patient for a week to wait for the markets to recover. But if you look long term, guys, yes, we're so bullish. There's so much to be gained in this industry.
No, I mean, remember, guys, look at 5 years forward. Things are going to be looking very different, and AI is coming. you have dollar deficit, you have US taking what 1 trillion every 3 months. You said
2 months now.
2 months. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be.
Brutal.
I like my
You know what,
coffee
Rick?
$20 now.
Can only print your way out of things for so long. Skip this here. These aren't super relevant. Some scary stuff from the stock market here. Look at the S&P price to book value of the dot-com bubble, 2001 versus now. And that chart says a lot there. Traditional markets continue to pump. How long? How long do we have before the reality sets in?
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
we're-
like case again, like the SP 500 is run by what 10 or 8 companies. Everything else is zombie companies, right?
Well,
Yeah,
technically it's supposed to be top 500, but yeah, it's the Mag 7 that kind of runs a lot of it, I guess. But
our overlords. Well, last story for today. We got another call. We got to hop on here. We're already at an hour. We've been rambling for far too long now. But Bitcoin's illiquid supply, it's a record 14.3 million Bitcoin. That's 70% of the total supply of Bitcoin locked up by long-term holders. Let's go. Let's hear it for the diamond hand, boys. People are in this for the long term. Whoops. Oh, there you go. Bitcoin Archive. There we go. Nothing. No comments on that. No. I mean, it's exciting stuff. 72%
I mean,
of
what
the
to say here anymore? Like, just buy BTC and hold it.
You know how much of the US dollar supply is locked up?
No idea.
It's like negative 300%.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Had some
Jam-packed.
stories there. Had some bullish chart action. Got a great acquisition opportunity for those watching. Shout out to the more than 73. I think that's a new record for us. 73 people tuned in live here. Many more are watching the recordings that we are posting across our social media. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We hope you liked it. Crypto Vegeta tuning in there. Money Printer go burr. Absolutely. But let us know what you want us to talk about in future episodes. Let us know if you got charts you want us to take a look at. Let us know if you're bullish or bearish. Love the comments. Helps feel like we're not just talking to ourselves here. But yeah, that's what I got for this week.
Mostly we are.
Yeah.
Mostly we are.
All right.
All right, but guys, please follow. Please, if there's anything regarding OTC or M&A, contact us.
Bald man, you got bald man. I got a luscious head of hair.
It's a wig, bro. Don't trust them.
that's on there, nice and secure. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oops.